There she is! The thieving rascal!
What's going on, ma'am? What's going on? Where is it, girl?
Give it to me now!
Where is what, ma'am?
You know what I'm talking about. Where is my jewelries? You stole them last Saturday night? Give it to me.
What? No, I didn't take anything!
You dare lie to me?
Officer,
Take that girl away.
but I didn't do anything!
Take her away.
Man, you're under arrest.
But I didn't do anything!
Anything you say can't be used
I
against you
didn't
in
do
the court of law.
anything!
Attorney Tastas?
Yes. Afternoon. Arna, I presume?
Yeah.
Have a seat. So I'm assuming your teacher gave you a briefing on the ins and outs of the program?
Of course.
And I'm assuming you know just how serious this case could be?
An innocent man could be sent to jail for the crimes of another. I'll make sure justice is given where it's due.
That's what I'd like to hear. You might need this. Welcome aboard, Attorney Arna. Let me just walk you through the details of the case. The incident occurred last Saturday, September 19th. Someone broke into a house and swiped some jewelry. The homeowner, Mrs. Maria Clara Pusanyan, was throwing a fit when she found out that her pearls and diamonds went missing. Apolline was the only stranger she let into her house that day and was arrested 2 days ago. She's already been to her arraignment and pleads not guilty.
Oh, nice job. Very good. That would be all for today.
Yay, thanks, miss. Bye.
Anytime.
What about the preliminary hearing?
Done as well. Sadly, we're gonna have to go back for the trial. I tried to get the prosecution to drop charges, but that woman seemed insistent on getting her behind bars. Lucky for our client, her trial will be given priority, since it's got you handling it.
Because of the program, you mean?
Yes, well, there's the details, so one last thing before we go.
And that would be...
We're gonna go visit the defendant.
Ace! You're handling my case?
Were you expecting me not to?
Ace.
Well, that's what Adeline insists we all call her. She thinks she's so smart, but really she's just
You
lazy.
know I can tell the prosecution that you plead guilty and let you stay in jail for 12 years.
So you two are...
Please take this a little bit more seriously. This is your trial we're doing here.
Yeah, okay. It's so lonely in there. No one can take a joke either.
Anyways, there's a lot of evidence against you, Miss Prentice. I believe in innocent until proven guilty. But I'm just saying, if you want to change your plea...
Of course I don't. I didn't do it. I can't go to jail now. I'm almost done in school.
Well, let's hope Miss Arna is a good lawyer, and she wins on Friday.
Of course she's gonna win. If not for me, then for her grade at least.
You can stop making me sound like a heartless monster now. Appy, did you take down notes from earlier?
Let me guess. You fell asleep during the lecture again, didn't you?
Well, it was dreadfully boring.
Really? And here I thought you would have been at least a little bit interested.
Well, it's not like I'm gonna use programming in my field of work.
Well, maybe you can. Sir listed down examples of where you can use cog thinking in everyday life. And he said we could even apply it in law, I think.
Sure, I can.
Don't believe me? Here, take a picture if you want. Besides, law or not, we're gonna have a quiz on this topic next week, so you better study.
You think you're ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Afternoon, Basilio.
Afternoon.
Is this your trainee?
Keen as ever, Abigail. Adeline, Attorney Delgado.
Well then, it's my pleasure to finally see you.
Adeline Arna. Ace is fine.
Well, I have to finalize some things for the complainant. Good luck later.
Same to you.
She seems non-antagonistic.
Well, I can't say the same for you.
Well, she's on the opposing side today, so I'm going to have to treat her as the enemy.
Enemy. Don't you think you're going a little too far with
Come on,
this?
trial's about to start.
Courtroom's that way.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Apolline Prentice. Is the prosecution ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well then, let us continue. Prosecution, please proceed with your statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant had entered the home of Mrs. Maria Clara Posanya with the intent to take that which doesn't belong to her. To support her case, the prosecution calls its first witness, Mrs. Posanya, to the stand. Witness, please introduce yourself.
I'm Maria Clara Posanya.
Where did you last see the missing jewelries?
I saw them last Saturday night when I was taking off before I sleep, and that was September 19th.
And where did you place them?
Inside my jewelry box. I left it on the shelf next to my bed.
So you place your accessories on this box, which is located on the shelf beside your bed.
Yes.
And did you let anyone else into your house that day?
That's Sly Fox. Apolline Prentice.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Witness, didn't you testify earlier that you had fallen asleep as soon as you had gotten home?
Yeah.
And this occurred around what time?
Well, when I got home, I saw Dante was still having his tutoring session, so that must have been 5 to 7 p.m.
And you didn't pay them any attention and went straight up to your room.
Not totally. I left the pay on the counter and went up to my room.
So you're telling me that you didn't, in fact, catch the defendant in the act? And so you had her arrested without any factual evidence?
No factual evidence? Are you kidding me? She is the only person who could have done it.
And what evidence do you have to support that claim?
Well, I don't have any of that evidence, but I think the police came over to my house to investigate it, so I think they should probably have the answers.
The investigation found the fingerprints of the defendant and one unidentified person on the doorknob and footprints leaving the area. Both have been accepted into the evidence. You have looked at the files given to you before the trial, defense.
Of course I did.
Hey. Calm down. You're in trial now. Do you want me to give you a little reading?
Fine. Well, yeah. Yes, thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Well done, defense. Resume the cross-examination.
So witness, you were not aware of these evidences, is that right?
Yes.
And you didn't notice anything suspicious during the night of the incident?
Actually, I did hear something.
But you just testified that you fell asleep as soon as you got home.
I did, but then I woke up again later that night.
Then why did you only mention this now, witness?
Well, I half asleep that time, so I might have just dreamed about it. But I think it's not necessary for you to know that information. So
Then please describe to the court what you saw that night.
I heard this voice talking over the phone, and the voice was saying "stick oh," something like that. And I think it's just my son talking to his friends, and went back to sleep.
But you didn't see the person on the phone.
No.
So despite all of this, you still pushed through with the arrest?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
The witness may step down. Does the prosecution have any other witness to present to the court?
Yes. Your Honor, the prosecution calls Francis Buhang to the stand. Witness, please introduce yourself to the court.
I'm Francis Buhang, a college student. You can just call me Kiko.
So, Kiko, you came to the police earlier this week and testified to seeing the defendant commit a crime firsthand, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well then, could you recount the events as you remember them?
I was walking late last night and I happened to walk by a 7-Eleven. No, it was a sari-sari store. And it was near Mom's house. And yeah, I was the only one on that road at that time.
And were you watching the house while eating?
Yeah, most of the lights were off, but there was this one window that still had lights on, and there was this shadow walking around in that room, and it looked like they were looking for something, but then they left in a hurry. And a minute later, or like 5-10 minutes later, someone jumped over the gate and ran.
Did you happen to see the face of that person?
Yeah, it was Apolline. Oh wait, no, it's that Apolline. Yeah, her.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Witness, you just referred to the complainant as ma'am. Do you happen to know her personally?
Well, I used to work for her. I was an employee at her store. I got fired last week.
Okay, so witness, you stated that the incident occurred late at night, correct?
Yeah, almost midnight, I think.
So it was already dark outside.
Yes.
However, according to CCTV footage, the defendant had already left the house by 7 p.m. Are you implying that the defendant came back to the house after she had already been there to tutor the complainant's child?
Well, I never said I knew why she did it. I'm just telling you what I know.
Okay, sure. Anyways, you were standing next to the Sari Sari store, correct?
Yeah.
How far away is it from the house of the complainant?
Oh, like 2 or 3 or 4 houses left or right of Mom's house. It was near her house.
And which way did the person go?
They went to the right. No, to the right, away from the house.
And was there any source of light near the house?
Well, I think the little lights on the gate were on, and the lights from the sari store.
So there was no significant source of light in the area. Sure, but if that's the case, then you must have excellent night vision, because I doubt you can see the face of someone 2 houses away in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the lampposts were on as well, because it was nighttime after all.
So you're saying you were able to see the face of the person in question because there was a significant light source at the time?
Yup, that's what I meant.
Okay, sure, that would make sense if they were running towards you.
Huh?
I mean, you said the sari store was to the left of the house, right?
Yes, but
And you also said the defendant ran to the right, which is the opposite direction from where you were. So even if it was in broad daylight, you wouldn't be able to see her face. At most, maybe just her back.
oh wait, did I say she went right? I meant she went to her right, so that's left of the house.
So you're saying the figure jumped the gate and came running towards you. That's why you were able to identify her as the defendant.
Yes.
In other words, the person that you saw committing suspicious behavior ran right past you.
Yeah.
And you didn't, I don't know, chase after them? File a police report?
Objection. The defense is asking questions beyond the scope of the direct.
Sustained.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Witness, could you please amend your testimony?
Oh, there's more?
What's wrong? Got some place to be?
Objection, badgering.
Okay, so yeah, it was last Saturday, about a week ago, and I was walking home and stopped by for a snack, and I saw someone jump over the gate and ran.
Then why didn't you file a report?
It was late that night, and I didn't think that the police station would be open.
And you went to the police as soon as possible to report the incident.
Yes, I heard that ma'am filed a case and wanted to testify.
Your Honor, the prosecution rests its case.
Does the defense wish to cross-examine the witness?
No, Your Honor, because I have reason to believe that it was in fact not our defendant who had committed the crime, but instead the witness, Mr. Kiko Buham.
Objection. Your Honor, there's no way you can...
Overruled. I want to hear her explanation.
Well, you see, Your Honor, I have been observing Mr. Buham's behavior for the whole time he has been there on the stand. I noticed he was darting his eyes to the side, tapping his feet and fingers. He definitely seemed uncomfortable. He stated in his story that he was the only one around at that time. Interesting detail. And I also found some inconsistencies in his story, as I have been pointing out since earlier. He also said that he was at a sari store at midnight, but wouldn't they be closed by then? This behavior and numerous inconsistencies are common when someone is lying. And even if he didn't commit the thievery, he did commit a crime today. Perjury. But if he didn't commit the crime, I don't see why he would be in the neighborhood. I see no reason for him to be out in the middle of the night buying a snack from a closed store. And what a coincidence! The same man who Miss Pusanyan just fired last week is the only one out this late at night doing this to witness the crime. I cannot see anything more than a clear-cut case, Your Honor. And with that, the defense rests its case.
Well, that was certainly an in-depth explanation. But for now, I'll have to hand down the verdict. The court finds the defendant, Miss Apple Prentice, not guilty of the charge of thievery. Court is adjourned.